Okay, welcome to the RLCS predictions, if I ever upload this to YouTube. I am Blonde Monkey, as you could probably tell by my channel name. So we'll start off with EU RLCS, jumping right into it. Dignitas in first, looked great with Yukio at Leipzig, you know, they won it. WSOE, they hadn't been with Yukio for very long, so can't really take much out of that performance. But yeah, they look good with Yukio at Leipzig, there's no reason to doubt them, and everyone else in this form clearly agrees because one person said they're not going to finish top 2. Second place is Vitality. They also looked really good at Leipzig, even though they got that early loss to Complexity. They did really well after that, and here they've actually got a really mixed prediction here, which I'm surprised about given that K-Dop is, you know, a very, very clear upgrade over Pashi. So you'd think that they'll definitely do better than last season and make LAN. So no one's saying they'll finish first, because that right was mostly reserved for Dignitas. Quite a lot of people saying third and fourth, but yeah, so most people thinking they're going to finish around mid-table. I've gotten top 2. One person thinks they're getting relegated. Third place, PSG. So this is the interesting one. They're a very momentum-based team. So I think they're either going to start well and then do badly, or they're going to start badly and then do well. Which directly impacts my playoff predictions. So here we've got everyone except one thinking that they'll make playoffs but not top 2, which seems pretty accurate, in my opinion. Fourth place, you've got X Flipside. Where are they? Here they are. So yeah, so this is, I'm not sure about this. So a lot of people thinking they're going to finish quite high. 4 people thinking top 2, which isn't too bad. I think they did really well in WSOE qualify with Yukio. Not great in DreamHack. They lost to Xenamoon and PSG. DreamHack they did okay. I mean, they made top 8, which is hard. But for some reason, their bogey team seems to be Xenamoon, who they've lost to twice now. Both times they played in the DreamHack qualifier and in the Winter Open, which was a best of 7, which is slightly concerning, given that they're not even an RLCS team yet. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Next up, we got TSM, 5th place. Again, sort of something that's pretty much agreed on. They're going to finish somewhere top 6. Pretty varied. And if you look at my league table, they're actually all separated by 2 games. PSG, X Flipside and TSM are literally 2 games apart. They won E-League, which was great. They looked okay. They didn't look great at WSOE, even though they made top 6. DreamHack was bad, but they've got the motivation, they've got the org. I reckon they can get out of their slump. Alright, yeah, that seems pretty accurate, boys. Well, that definitely explains why you had Mousesports finishing 3rd. So yeah, I think they will start slow and then do better towards the end. Then Triple Trouble. Again, the next one is the controversial one. I think... Oh, hello, Ashes. I think Triple Trouble, they're gonna do a... Triple Trouble, they're gonna do well. A lot of people have them finishing 7th and like 13 out of 17, saying they'll finish bottom 2. I look like a 9-year-old Tylactic. That definitely sounds accurate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good one. Only 4, not 3, 4 out of 17 people saying that they're gonna finish top 6. Which I think is slightly surprising. They looked good with Cassia. DreamHack qualifier, you gotta remember, they beat multiple RLCS teams and almost made it. They were 1 series away, they lost to Secret, who were doing really well. And then, next up in 7th, actually, not quite there yet, and they had literally been playing with Cassia for a day before the DreamHack qualifier. At DreamHack, they absolutely annihilated Mousesports, and they got reverse swept by Dignitas, so they came close to beating the best team. You know, the eventual winners. And then they lost to Weka Zulu, who just went on a mad run of form for some reason. Now, controversial time. Savage in 7th. I think So them and TSM have 2 votes each. Other than that, everyone voted for Dignitas in first. I think they peaked. I don't have faith in this team. I think they peaked at DreamHack. The Renegade Cup, they won that against, you know, non-RLRS teams, which is, you know, kind of, it can't really take that for very much when we're talking about RLCS. Aside from the WSOE qualifiers, which they had to forfeit because Alpha had to go, they've just, like, in the Renegade Cups, they've been losing series to non-RLS teams. In Gfinities a while ago, they were losing to non-RLRS teams. They did well at DreamHack, but they had, Jesus Christ, they have Roken as coach. Don't get me started. Yeah, their online form has been atrocious. Their LAN form has been good in one LAN, where they also did really badly when they lost to Rogue. They got swept by Rogue, who have looked awful. So they're so inconsistent, and it's hard for me to have much faith in them. And then, obviously, 8th place, you know, who else but Mouse Sports? The only person who hasn't put them top bottom 2 is Boyers, who was just bucking about with the poll. Right, so, if you give me a minute. Now, here is the playoffs. So, the PSG v Triple Trouble series, I think either way, one of them is going to finish 4th. Whoever that is depends on whether PSG starts slow and then do well, or start well and then do badly. Because if PSG go 4-0 and then lose 3 series, then I think won't have enough momentum to get past a Triple Trouble team who are doing quite well. TSM v X Flipside is a really tough one to predict. 2 really good teams, but I think TSM have it. They've just, yeah, especially given that it doesn't look like X Flipside have an org yet, which is slightly disconcerting. But yeah, I have TSM taking that, and then Dignitas and Vitality absolutely battering both of those teams. Dignitas winning, Vitality second, TSM the double fourth. So this part is interesting, this poll, because it shows if a team has a response here, that means that someone thinks they're making LAN. Because this is only top 4. So there's Dignitas, they're heavy favourites. X Flipside have a lot of faith. That's 13 out of 17. Mouse Sports has 0 because that was just Boyers. PSG with 4. Vitality with 10. TSM with 13. So TSM and Flipside both with 13 votes. Vitality, you would have thought only 10 out of 16/17. Seems a little harsh. Anyway, and then Triple Trouble, only 2 people, so only me and one other person, which again, I don't think people realize how good they are. And then Savage, 8 people, so that's 50% if you discount Boys, think they're gonna make playoffs. And then comments, let's see, so John gave some very nice stuff. So Mouse Sports, yeah, any team that loses to them deserves to be relegated. Triple Trouble hasn't shown their magic. Chemistry's taken its toll. I don't know. We haven't seen them enough. The only times we've seen them are the DreamHack qualifier and DreamHack. I mean, unless I'm forgetting anything, we haven't seen them anywhere else with Casio. I just want to point out how amazing this music is, by the way. It's beautiful. What else? What am I doing? Okay, yeah, so I think I can't. It's hard to predict Triple Trouble. I love the team. I'm a massive Triple Trouble fanboy, but they are hard to predict. TSM, not quite as bad as Season 4 Envy, but haven't improved again. We've seen them we've seen them in 2 LANs. We haven't seen them online since Season 6 playoffs. Unless I'm forgetting anything. Correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't seen them online since playoffs. PSG, always going to be contenders. X Flipside, Vitality, Savage, hard to separate. Yeah, I guess seems relatively accurate. Right. Rhino Vitality. They finally look good. Wait. So yeah, so John, if anyone wants to read this, you know, give it a quick pause. John's given a lovely write-up here. Right. NA time. This is the part where I don't know as much. Let me just bring up NA. So, we've got first place, we got G2. I think it's close, but G2, they've always been good online, and I think they'll look even better with Chicago. Who agrees with me? We've got yeah, I think decent. That's a nice even spread. Everyone top 6. Yeah, big 3 in NA are top. It's like, I think C9. We haven't seen them playing against the new G2, but looking on paper, C9 can beat G2. G2 can beat C9, like on any day, and NRG are just looking better. But I don't know if NRG will deliver in RLCS. I think, yeah, NRG. I still have doubts over NRG. A lot of people think NRG doing well though. G2 are just like, they've always been so solid in league play, even if they've never really been that good anywhere else. Right, next up, C9 in third. Yeah, I mean, NRG are better than them, so I can't put C9 above NRG. And then I've got Bread and EG, who Bread takes fourth on head-to-head, but it makes no difference because EG... because they still play each other in playoffs. I think EG can finally beat the big 3 teams with Drippe. He's an upgrade over I think he is an upgrade over Chicago. Even if they literally lost Chicago to a better team. But I think Bread will beat them, which is the big upset that pushes that basically destroys their top 2 hopes. And then Ghost and Splice tied, but with Ghost Gaming just about winning out by a goal. They're worse than all the teams above them. Even though they finally got rid of Zane Jackie and added Illusion, they are still worse than all the teams above them. And then Splice, I really don't want to do this. I hate to put this team bottom 2. I love this team, but they're just not. They're not good at. I don't see. There's nothing to me that suggests they aren't finishing bottom 2. Their Leipzig performance, their general online performance, just hasn't appeared to be good. So I can't put them anywhere else but the bottom 2. And then Rogue in 8th, they've just looked bad as well. So let's see who agrees with me. So Bread. Ooh, actually, Bread a lot. I wasn't expecting a lot of people to put Bread in 4. I think EG. Oh, okay, so a lot of people agree with me for Bread and EG. Ghost in 6th. Yeah, that's also a popular one. Rogue and Splice bottom 2 seems to be the general consensus here. And then playoffs. Yeah, Rogue have just looked. They've looked worrying. They've had occasional bright moments. They swept Savage, but they've had too many, bad moments. Right, NA playoffs. I mean, it's literally, so this is my last. It's pretty. These games seem pretty obvious. My big upset, so Evil Genius is getting revenge on Bread beating them. That is not that much of an upset. You would have had Rogue 8th, yeah, getting rid of Prime Thunder. I don't know. I don't know if they need it. They didn't need to change. I think it might have just. It's either Rogue wanted Chronovi, or the players wanted change for the sake of change. It's a very similar situation to what happened with Complexity, which is, as we all know, did not end well. Anyway. Then Evil Genius is beating G2. G2 historically haven't been great in playoffs. I remember Season 4, they got annihilated. And NRG beating C9 seems pretty self-explanatory, and then NRG beating EG. So let's see, no one thinks that Splice or Rogue are making LAN. Even Boyers with his messed up predictions. Bread don't have much. Bread and Ghost don't have much faith. NRG, they're the favourites here. You know, 10 out of 17. That's very high. And comments on an A. We got more stuff from John. Don't think Splice are horrible. Yeah, exactly. Splice aren't bad. The other teams are better. EG should be top 4. Results haven't been good. I don't know about that. Leipzig, they came top 16 because they got upset by the upset team. That's not that. I don't think that's too huge of a deal. Ghost, they could do well. Yeah, they could shake up the pecking order. Who would have thought replacing Zane Jackie was a good idea? Bread could be, yeah, exactly. Bread could be the best team to come out of RLRS. They could, you know, they could upset EG in playoffs. They could do it again. You never know. C9 have gone backwards. They beat all the teams other than NRG and G2. But so like G2 and C9, we haven't seen them play yet. It's so hard to predict. So yeah, it's really interesting. Right, now we're done with that. I don't even know what should I do now. I guess I can increase the size of this a little bit. Right. So OCE, I mean, it's Icon and Chiefs. They're by far the two best teams. I had some doubts about Chiefs. I wasn't sure about Zen. I thought maybe, you know, Justice could have upset them, or Out of Order could have upset them, but they've really impressed in Gauntlets. Zen Champ, there you go. That is what we needed to see, boys. Comments on South America. Again, Lotus and Erodium are the good teams. You got teams like Low Key and Ints who aren't far behind, I want to say, but they can still. It still should be hard for anyone to upset Lotus and Erodium because they are just by far the best teams. I like Finn's comment, by the way. Allardyce is a shite manager. Okay, here, this is where the fun begins. RLRS plans. So for EU, I've got ARG. They impressed in the Renegade Cup, in the January Renegade Cup. They impressed in the Renegade Cup final. They have impressed a little bit other parts online. I'm pretty sure they qualified for that Movistar Esports Series thing, and the ESL Spain, whatever. I remember seeing them beating Savage the other day. Again, Savage losing to non-RLRS teams. Slightly disconcerting. Xenamoon, they've just been so good in the two sort of notable things they've done. So the Leipzig qualifiers, where they beat multiple RLCS teams, including ex-Flipside, or at the time Flipside. And then in the Winter Open, again, they beat Flipside. I mean, that's ridiculous. Beating one of the best teams in the world in a best of 7 when you're not even RLRS. May contain nuts. I'm not sure why how they're number 1 seed. Like, I think, don't get me wrong, I think that I have them making it. I think they're a really good team, but they were my dark horse pick. They were my team who I thought would have a low seed, and then they'd sort of show why they should have been higher. But they're number 1 seed, so I doubt they won't make it through. And then you got Rightovers, who are the best of the rest. You've got RLCS experience from Skyline, multiple seasons worth, as well as Gfinity players. So Bilbo was on Epsilon, and Calyx was on Reason. Both made semi-finals of Elite Series Season 4 in December, so they can perform under high pressure. So I think they can make it. And I haven't gone for either of the Dutch teams, Dutch Bim Bam or Team Echo Zulu. Echo Zulu have not been good since Leipzig. They simply just haven't been that good. Dutch Bim Bam, I don't know. It's so hard to predict because there's so many good teams. Yeah, it's just hard. I also, my favourite one, I know this is Tylacta's, random, it's one day. Proceeds to make an entire stream of him predicting the bracket. Right, and now, NA. I've got the new Afterthought, so Shock, Ty Not Tyler, and Hato. Yeah, it is Hato. RLCS experience. Shock's brilliant. They're gonna do well. They're gonna qualify. And then old afterthought, so Birds and the Bees. Relders is pretty good. Nice replacement for Shock. Avocado, they've gone through the play-ins twice. I mean, yeah, literally, they've done it twice. Why can't they do it again? And this time they have Zol instead of Malekith, who's got a lot of experience in this sort of high-pressure situation. So I think they'll make it relatively easily. Triple Commit, one of the best bubble teams from before. Like from even last season with Nap instead of Dapper. They signed Dapper, who's taken a bit of a break, but still, he's got immense talent. So they should be able to qualify. Sway Esports popped off in the Renegade Cup, 2nd place, behind the technically disbanded old Afterthought team. It's slightly confusing. They've stuck it out for a while. I really hope that pays off for them. And I've got 3 teams who could all get that last spot. So the Dudes, because they've got RLRS experience in Ralph, and then up-and-coming talent in Skills, and obviously you've got to root for Joe Freshness. He's an absolute legend. Top 6 in Renegade Finals while playing with Rettles, who literally played for them once from between November and January. Plot twist, I've got RLRS experience, and the duo of Pirates and Tarocco, who have been popping off in 2s tournaments recently, like Player 1 and the Astronauts. They've been winning a lot. And RBG have been grinding for so long. I think they were, from what I remember, they were one of the only teams to keep the same squad, including subs, in all 4 Renegade Cups. They did quite well in the finals, and like they've kept the same squad for so long that their synergy is, off the charts. But I think that hard work will pay off. Let's see, who have we got here? So, Sway Esports. We've got Afterthought, RBG, Dudes, Plot Twist, Avocado, Triple Commit. Plot Twist, Dudes, Nefarious. Oh, Nefarious is the team I haven't mentioned. They've been looking pretty good. I think that's Bell's team. Birds and Bees, Sway, Avocado, Afterthought, Dudes, Nefarious. Birds and Bees, Afterthought, Plot Twist, Nefarious, RBG, Upper 90. Afterthought and Sway, don't know who else. So, there you have it, my RLRS predictions. And with that, I think we have come to the peeps are already in, boys. Last season it was Pirates, Gyro, and oh god. Pirates, Gyro, who's the third? Let's get Wikipedia out. Oh, and Arsenal. That's the one. Oh, nice. So yeah, so minus Pirates plus Rattles, I think it's a good move for them. They should do quite well on RLRS. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the video. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Remember to, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Yeah, all that good stuff.